Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Han Hall at the Music Academy of the West. Tonight, we proudly present the first annual Fast Pitch Santa Barbara.
Who's ready for an incredible evening? Who's ready for an incredible evening in air-conditioned room? Yeah! Well, I'm here to tell you that tonight is not just about the 10 presenters who will be coming on stage. Tonight is also about each and every one of you. You see, our goal is to turn this entire room into a catalyst for change. We hope that you all will find a way to get engaged, maybe as a volunteer, a donor, a board member, or just a connector for these nonprofits. And I would like to invite all of you to get ready, because you're part of this. So if everyone could join me in taking a deep breath. That was nice. That was really nice. I would like you all to think about also letting go of your labels, because tonight is not about whether you're a conservative or a liberal, whether you work for a for-profit or a non-profit, whether you're tall or short, curly-haired, or even bald. Yes! That may have been for me. Tonight is about all of us simply being human. And as humans, we have the unique ability to connect with other humans. We have the unique ability to connect with their story and their passion and the spark that is within them, and to allow that spark and that light to resonate within ourselves. And so tonight we have 10 incredible humans coming up on this stage. They're going to share their passion for their organization and how they want to change this community. And I hope you all can be available to receive that spark, to receive that light, and maybe to give back some of the light of your own. Give back your own light to them. And believe me, I was just backstage with them. These 10 presenters are excited. I might even say nervous. So they're going to need your help tonight. They're going to need your help. And so to help you accomplish this, in your bags that you have, I invite you to pull out your green wristbands. They look like this. I'll put mine on too. And when you put on your wristbands, on the back, there's a switch that if you turn it on and you move your hands, the light goes green. Very cool. And the green light represents our theme for this evening, which my friend Joel Heath. Where's Joel? Raise your hand, Joel. Where's Joel? There's Joel. Joel came up with this driving theme. Why the driving theme for Fast Pitch Santa Barbara? Well, the driving theme has to do with our goal to accelerate change for our community, to help drive ourselves and these organizations to higher levels, and to help these innovative leaders shift gears to the next level for their organization. So I see you're getting your wristbands on. That's great. Adam's ready. So please put your wristbands on your wrist. We're going to do a quick test because this light's going to be important for these presenters. And it's my job to make sure you're all primed and ready for this. So are the wristbands on? Okay, great. So I'm going to have the first 4 rows. On the count of 3, clap 5 times like this. Okay? On the count of 3, I said. Okay? I need you to be listening. You're part of this whole change agent room, okay? So on the count of 3, first 4 rows only. Repeat after me. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. I like that. Okay, how about the back 4 rows? Back 4 rows. Yes, I'm talking to you, Andrew. So on the count of 3, back 4 rows. Let's do 5 claps. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that looks good. I wish you guys could see it from my view. Okay, now how about the whole room? The whole room. On the count of 3, we're going to do 3 of those 5 claps, okay? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Nice. Do you feel that? Yeah. This room is ready. I love it. Well, you know, it was a little bit hot tonight, but I hope that tonight's inspirational stories send a chill down your spine. Matt, that's for you. So I hope that tonight actually allows you to feel engaged and to find a way to connect to at least one of these organizations and to take action outside these walls to do something to help these nonprofits go to the next level. We have innovative leaders here who are so excited and have done really cool things to take their nonprofits to the next level. And they're here to have 3 minutes to give you a pitch as to what that idea is. Okay? So tonight is about inspirational stories. Tonight is about human connection. And tonight is also about making a difference. And so I'd also like you to let go just of any concerns outside this room. I need you present for these nonprofits. And now I'd like to tell you about the journey that led us to today. So the journey actually started in 2008 when a group of engaged philanthropists who were part of an international philanthropy organization called Social Venture Partners came up with this pitch idea for nonprofits, kind of a venture pitch idea for nonprofits. And it was so successful in the Los Angeles chapter that many other major cities started following suit. We had Minneapolis, we had Dallas, we had Seattle, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Phoenix. They all followed suit, and every fast pitch was so successful. And in just 9 months ago, I had a call from Joan Young, who's our executive director of Social Venture Partners Santa Barbara, who said, "Hey Seth, some folks are coming from LA to tell us about this fast pitch model. Would you like to come?" And I had just personally made a commitment to not sign on for anything else. I said, "Joan, I'm sorry, I can't." She said, "Well, it's next door at the Santa Barbara Club, and it's a free lunch." I said, "Well, I like a free lunch, and I like the fact that the Santa Barbara Club has great chocolate chip cookies. And if any of you know me, you'll know that I'm a fanatic for chocolate chip cookies. And by the way, this is serendipity, because I just found out that today is the National Chocolate Chip Cookie Holiday for the United States. If that's not serendipity, I don't know what is." So Joan said, just come and listen to this concept. I said, "Okay, I'll go." I was committed to nothing other than eating a chocolate chip cookie. And so I went, and honestly, within 20 minutes hearing about this fast pitch concept, I was like involuntarily raising my hand. We need to do this in Santa Barbara. This is perfect for Santa Barbara. Why? Because Santa Barbara has 1,500 nonprofits. Santa Barbara has such an engaged community. This is perfect for us. So yes, I signed on for yet another commitment, which my kids can nod their heads and go, "Yes, Dad, you did sign on for another commitment." But I'll tell you that as soon as I signed on, folks from out of town said, "Seth, no way, don't do it. Santa Barbara is way too small. Every other major city that's done this has over 1 million population. Many of them have over 2 million population. Santa Barbara has only 100, 150,000. So I thought to myself, well, okay, it's a little small, but let's do it anyway. And let's do it in 9 months. We can do this next May. And then I heard, "Seth, no way." What did they say to me? They said, "No way. You can't do it in 9 months. Every major city that has put on a fast pitch has taken 2 years to put this together. You can't do it in 9 months." And so I stopped and I reflected for a moment. I said, but actually, I knew something that I know all of you know that these folks from out of town didn't, which is the simple fact that Santa Barbara is awesome. Santa Barbara is awesome. What is Santa Barbara? What is Santa Barbara? See, you all knew it. So tonight is our validation that our town is incredible, because with only 100 to 150,000 people, here we are, pulling off our first fast pitch when no other city under 1 million population has ever done this before. So how about a round of applause for yourself for making this happen? So here we are, ready to have such amazing people come on stage and pour their hearts out to you, share what their passion is behind their organizations. And so please be there to give them energy back. And I would like to tell you a little bit about the format that we have tonight. So we actually notified 1,000 nonprofits in our community about Fast Pitch. And out of those 1,000 nonprofits, our nonprofit selection committee, which was headed up by our own nonprofit leader, Ernesto Paredes. Nice job, Ernesto. I'm telling you, it was painful. They painfully had to narrow down those 1,000 to just 20 nonprofits. Those 20 nonprofits then went through a 7-week communication boot camp. I will tell you it was a boot camp. It was pretty intensive. Each of these nonprofit leaders were designated 2 coaches. So volunteer coaches who are here tonight. Great job, coaches. Thank you. In addition to Lisa Braithwaite, who is our communication coach guru. Here's to Lisa. They went through an intensive 7-week communication workshop. And so I would like to just right now ask for the semifinalists, those who went through that communication workshop who are here in the room, to please stand up. If you were in that program, please stand up. A round of applause for them. You all were incredible. And again, it was such a hard choice to be able to narrow that down to just 10. But those 10 presenters who are backstage right now will be coming up, and they will be giving a 3-minute pitch to all of you. There will be a panel of judges who will introduce, who will give 2 minutes of feedback, and then we will be giving out prizes. So this is like American Idol, ladies and gentlemen, for nonprofits, and you're part of it. So not only, if we take a look at tonight's schedule, not only do we have judges who will be giving feedback and be awarding prizes, we also have all of you who are going to vote for the Audience Choice Award. So all of you get to be the input to who else is going to give an award. And so the awards are going to be, if we go to the next slide, we have a $15,000 Grand Prix award, we have a $10,000 Audience Choice Award, and we have 2 $5,000 Mission and State Street Awards, and then we also have $1,000 that's going to each of the 10 participants. So they're going to get cash prizes, but even more, they now have the confidence to be able to give their pitch both internally and externally in the community, and they have all of you who are going to be accelerators to help them take their organization to the next level. Accelerate Santa Barbara. So tonight, how the program is going to work is we're going to introduce the pitches, the presenters. They'll have 3 minutes. There'll be 2 minutes of feedback by 2 of the coaches, and then we'll introduce the next presenter. So we'll go through 10 pretty quickly. And then after that, we're going to have a brief intermission. In the intermission, all of you will have 2 minutes to vote. So I'd like to share with you that in your bags, you all have these fancy little clickers. If you would take those out, please. Now, life is never simple. So the way these clickers work is you can go 1 through 9 by clicking the up arrow key, up or down, up arrow key, and we're going to do a test right now. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you just simply press send, and if it's not on, you press the orange button for on. You press send, and then you'll see a check mark, and that means that your vote has been logged. For those of you who want to pick the number 10, it's a little trickier. You have to go on the up or down arrow key to number 1, and then do the right arrow key to 0, and then press send. Okay, so we're going to do a quick little test. I know you're all very savvy when it comes to technology. But the test is, I would like you all to pick a number between 1 and 10. What is your lucky number between 1 and 10? And go ahead and vote that right now, and let's see if we can figure out these clickers. 1 to 10, what is your lucky number?
1.
That's a tough one. So pick it, press send, and let's see if we can do this. Okay, I think the on button does it too. Okay, we're going to see if all of you have figured out. We are a technology savvy group. I know this because you're all change agents. So, Todd, maybe we could put up the screen to see how many people have successfully used these clickers. We're getting all the quirks out of the system right now, so later we can properly vote. Look at this. Okay, lucky number 7 appears to be the winner. Nice. Lucky number 7 appears to be the winner. Adam, is that your lucky number? Now, when we vote later during the intermission, we're not going to tell you what the answer is. That's going to be a hidden secret for all of you. But hopefully you all have had a chance to use these clickers. We've tested them. If you have technology issues, we have folks who can help you who will be in the aisles when it comes to when we're actually voting. But now that we're done voting using our technology, I would now like to tell you, after the intermission then, it's a brief intermission, only 10 minutes, we're going to then come back, we're going to give out the cash prizes. So I would like everyone to feel ready and calm, because to shift gears, to get ourselves prepared for these emotional pitches, we have another shining star who will be coming to the stage. And this shining star, she's only 15 years old. She's a sophomore at Carpinteria High School. Her name is Jamie Gueston, and I'm telling you, she is going to be a superstar. And she is here with her mom and dad, and she has been so generous to come here tonight to share a song with us that I think is so appropriate. It's called Steal the Light. So with our light theme tonight, Steal the Light is what we hope each of these presenters will be able to do tonight on stage. So please join me in a warm welcome to Jamie Gueston for her song Steal the Light.
This is a song called Steal the Light that I wrote. In this moment, we were infinite. Another day goes by, another candle has been lit. They say, hold on to what you've got. You know it could be gone by the next day. Oh, silly me, I've never listened to what they got to say. So what they say, well, I'll say maybe. We're gonna steal the light. We're gonna steal the light. Maybe. We're gonna steal the light. Together, hold on tight. All I know is falling down, raging wars outside my door. They hardly make a sound. Carry sadness in your hands. Don't ever let it knock you to the ground. 'Cause if you do, you know you'll never, ever make it out. So listen closely now, maybe. We're gonna steal the light. We're gonna steal the light. Maybe. We're gonna steal the light. Together, hold on tight. Through all the love we share, the harm we cause, the wars out there, the music's paused. Light will only guide us through all the ups and downs, the all arounds. Just hold each other closer and say that maybe we're gonna steal the light. We're gonna steal the light. We're gonna steal the light. Together hold on tight. Yeah, we'll steal the light, 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 light. Yeah, we'll steal the light, 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 light. Yeah, we'll steal the light, 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 light. Yeah, we'll steal the light. Together hold on tight.
Do you agree with me? She is going to the stars. Amy. Wonderful job. Thank you so much. And I understand that you're going to be part of you're going to do some recordings this summer.
Yeah, I have some songs and I'm deciding that it's finally time to probably get together an EP and yeah.
That's exciting. And you're also going to be part of a motion picture film this coming year, is that correct?
Yeah, I've actually got some of my songs placed in 2 films and that was really cool, and so it's
happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Another round of applause for Jamie Geston. Thank you. She's incredible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we properly emotionally cued? Are we ready for these presenters? Yes. Okay. Well, now I would like to introduce our esteemed judges. So I'm going to introduce their names, and then please hold your applause until they're all on stage. So first, we have Jeff Green, the Executive Director with the Fund for Santa Barbara. Hold your applause. We're good students here. We listen. Next, we have Mary Beth Carty, who's the Community Partnership Manager for Veneco, Inc. Lori Gaskin, the President of Santa Barbara City College. Harry Grammer, the founder and CEO of New Earth, and I'd like to tell you that he was also the Judges Award winner for the Fast Pitch contest in Los Angeles this last November, so he gets to sit on the other side of the table tonight. Harry Grammer. Lori Lady, who's the Senior Vice President with American Riviera Bank. Jose Huitron was the CEO of Hub 81. And finally, the Honorary Helene Schneider, our Mayor of Santa Barbara. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you. And I will tell you, I've seen these pitches. This is going to be very tough. Now, you all have an important role in this because you have to vote for the audience choice winner. So in your bags, you have a scorecard. I invite you to take that out, and you'll see this is exactly the same scorecard, by the way, that the judges will be using. So it shows you the different criteria that they'll be basing their decisions on. So you're part of this. This is, again, American Idol, Shark Tank, for nonprofits. So please keep track, because I'm telling you, after the 10 pitches, you're going to have a hard time narrowing this down to your #1 pick. Okay. It is time for me to introduce the first presenter tonight. Judges, are you ready? Great. Okay, so the first presenter tonight, I'm going to announce her name. Please give her a warm round of applause and show your green lights. This is Amy Winslow with the Sanctuary Centers of Santa Barbara.
I want you to remember the last 25 years of your life, your family, friends, career. Now, just like that, erase those 25 years. Mentally ill adults will die on average 25 years earlier than the rest of us, but not from mental illness. They're twice as likely to have chronic health conditions like heart disease and diabetes, and only half as likely to seek treatment. I'm Amy Winslow, and I'm a part of Sanctuary Centers, a mental health agency that has provided services in low-income housing to over 9,000 clients since 1976. Compared to the statewide average of around 55%, 80% of our clients live independently and never return to locked facilities or psych hospitals. Like Ben, he lives with severe schizophrenia, but with Sanctuary's help, he's been a productive member of our community for over 10 years. Ben also has advanced type 2 diabetes. He's in Cottage Hospital tonight, and it's not looking good. Why did this happen? Well, Ben was challenged every step of the way in navigating the healthcare system. Even worse, one time a local doctor told him that his symptoms were all in his head. Tonight, I'm asking you to join Sanctuary in launching Easy Care, the first and only clinic that brings healthcare to mentally ill adults, identifying and treating issues before they become chronic conditions. A clinic right next door to our apartments with a medical team that will already know the mental illness part, so the entire appointment can be focused on preventative care. And it's not just for Sanctuary clients, but for clients from the other mental health agencies throughout Santa Barbara. We're collaborating. Easy Care is care made easy. Easy for the client, easy for the medical team, and I'm going to make it an easy decision for you. You see, Sanctuary is already 60% of the way there. Easy Care's total $500,000 startup cost. We have the space, renovation costs, private funding for outreach, and a client's mom gave $25,000 to cover all the medical equipment. Yeah! Tonight, we're asking you for the last $200,000 to cover the Easy Care team. 5 jobs: doctor, dentist, triage nurse, case manager, and transportation staff. But we're only going to ask you one time, because after established, Easy Care will be eligible for insurance reimbursement, so we'll be sustainable on our own. Easy Care will serve 600 clients per year at a cost of around $500 per person. Compare that to Ben's type 2 diabetes, a completely preventable disease. That costs taxpayers $11,000 per year. That's what's crazy. Support Easy Care tonight, and we can start helping the future Bens out there. The county says that's at least 5,000 people as of today. Mental illness is a challenge. Going to the doctor shouldn't be. Thank you.
It's my turn. Thank you, Amy, for kicking it off.
Thank
Did
you.
A great job. You spoke with deep conviction about your organization's ability and capacity to address a social ill that we're really guilty of neglecting. It's unheard of that mental illness robs 25 years of a person's life. Great inflection, great enthusiasm, and I think that your presentation really emphasized the urgency for your call to action. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Amy.
Hi.
I thought you did a fabulous job of really conveying that we can be the change that we want to see in the world. I thought you did that well. And also highlighting the impact and the audience.
Great. Thank
Thanks,
you,
everyone.
Amy. High five. All right. Our second presenter tonight is Bethany Marquis with the Solvang Elementary Viking Cafe. Welcome.
I have a question for the audience. How many of you have ever seen a public school lunch? And how many would eat that lunch? Unfortunately, most school lunches have become this frozen, processed, non-nutritious food from 5,000 miles away. And it's making our children sick. 1 in 5 are diabetic, 1 in 3 are obese. And if nothing is done, our younger children will have a shorter life than their parents. We could be burying our children. My name is Bethany, and I am a chef with 28 years of restaurant experience. And as a chef and a mother, when I heard that, I knew I needed to make a change and become part of a solution. So I left my professional career and I became a lunch lady. And all my chef friends thought, wow, she has gone crazy. Fortunately, the Sylvain Elementary School also wanted to make a change. And together, we created a vision that real, fresh food for children every day is possible. We created a farm-to-cafeteria program where we cook from scratch every day in the kitchen. We teamed up with another nonprofit that provides free, local, fresh fruits and vegetables for the school lunch tray every day. The Sylvain School was feeding the frozen processed food to about 100 children, and that program was losing $17,000 every year. With our Farm to School program, we feed 400 meals a day, and that program has operated with a surplus every single year. This year, the Sylvain Elementary School received the National Golden Carrot Award from Washington, D.C. for the best public school lunch in the entire country. So I had to say to my chef friends, who's crazy now? My goal now is to feed a community. The San Ynez Valley wants this farm fresh food for all of their children. Here's what I need to feed them. 1, I need to purchase a delivery truck. I can then feed 2 nearby schools immediately. 2, I need to build a central kitchen. This could provide food for 8 to 10 additional schools, and it would produce over 300,000 farm fresh meals every school year. So really, it is simple. With your investment, we would be feeding children farm fresh food. We would be saving these 8 to 10 new schools about $10,000 to $20,000 every year. And best of all, we would be teaching our children lifelong lessons in healthy eating. Thank you.
Bethany, I thought you did an amazing job. You were so natural, and the opening that you started with, getting us all to raise our hands, kind of got us all engaged and interested in what you had to say, because obviously we all had eaten that stuff there.
Yeah.
And I also appreciated the way that you kind of outlined it for us with the 1 and the 2, so that our minds could kind of track what you were really asking for. So it was really clear to me what your call to action was, and yeah, I think it's a wonderful program. Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, Bethany, you kind of make me want to be a lunch lady too.
Yeah. Hey.
And the photos, both the good and the bad of it, are a visceral response from me. I certainly remember the bottom one. I don't have any recollection of the top one, actually. So I kind of want to go back to school. But the engagement, the sense of humor, especially in something that's really it's in a rising trend right now. A lot of people are talking about this. Hard to rise above the fray. You certainly did that, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bethany. While they come on stage and remove the easel, I wanted to just quickly ask Harry here. Harry, you were on the other side of that judges table just a few months ago. What's it like to be on your side?
There's better wine in backstage. No, I mean, I heard you earlier mention that it was like a boot camp for those 7 weeks. I'd have to disagree. It was more like Survivor. This is an honor to be here, and this is it's really great to be a part of the very first Santa Barbara Fast Pitch. You know, 9 months it took you to get here. It feels like an honor to be here at this pioneering point of what's obviously going to grow over the next few years. So
Great.
This is really, really great.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Okay, it's my privilege to introduce our third presenter, Michelle Arntz with Angels Foster Care of Santa Barbara.
Imagine moving every year for the next 7 years. Now imagine moving 7 times in 1 year. And now, imagine moving 7 times in 1 year without your family, without your friends, and living with complete strangers. That is exactly what happened to Jack and Sam, 2 little foster brothers right here in Santa Barbara. And as I worked with foster children and saw this pattern of instability repeated over and over again, I just felt so strongly that we can do better. My name's Michelle Arntz, and I'm the founder of Angels Foster Care. The problem with prolonged instability in very young children is that they don't learn to bond and attach. And this leads to problems as they grow up with behaviors and physical issues. In fact, children of the public foster care system are 3 to 10 times more likely to end up homeless, addicted, or in jail. Angels Foster Care rescues little babies and matches them with a carefully prepared Angels family. The Angels program is different than public foster care because we place only 1 foster baby with 1 family. There's a full-time parent in the home and no moving around until safe reunification with their biological parents or adoption by their Angels family occurs. Angels helps babies learn to bond, and they are at no greater risk of ending up homeless, addicted, or in jail than any of your children or your grandchildren. Let me tell you something else amazing. The Angels parents hoping to adopt keep the first baby that comes into their home. Fostering is a great pathway for adoption. And Angels is there with our families every step of the way. But we had to turn away 32 babies last year because we don't have enough families for them. It cost $1,000 to find and screen each new Angels family, and we need at least 20 families this year, new ones. So the $15,000 prize would get us most of the way to our goal. Can you take an Angels baby today? Maybe, right? Maybe. Can you write a check today? Possibly. But can all of us spread the word about Angels? Can we tell people that we know that we need homes for our babies here? Of course we can. We are Angels Foster Care, and we do what we do because every baby deserves a safe, stable, loving family of their very own. Thank you.
Michelle, I found your immediate engagement with the audience to be really compelling when you came on stage and both waved and smiled. You have a very gracious, kind facial expression and smile, and there was an immediate connectivity there. I found that the pace of your presentation was really right on the mark. You have a riveting story to tell, and you wear it, you own it with, as I mentioned, grace and passion, and a real genuine, authentic nature. I found your eye contact with us and with the audience to be compelling as well. And you have a very powerful, moving presence. Thank you.
I'd have to agree with everything Lori just said. It was very warm, very strong, very passionate. I can really tell you love the work that you do, and it's your life, and it comes out in your story. I work with young people as well, and 70% of young people that have gone through the public foster care system become inmates, and 70% of the California inmates have been through the public foster care system. So this work that you're doing is really important, and it was lovely the way you presented it today. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, Michelle. So while they make a quick exchange of the props, I wanted to share a couple quotes that we received from some of the folks that were involved with our coaching program. This is kind of an interesting story. One of the staff members of one of the organizations that went through our program said, "For the first time, that's a speech I could give." And so she stated that. And then as luck would have it, they had a big event come up, and the executive director fell ill. And so actually, this staff member had to go at this big event and give the pitch that she said was so doable. And in fact, she gave the pitch. They had more volunteers at this event than they've ever had, which just proves that the Fast Pitch coaching program is effective, not just for the executive directors, but for their staff as well. So I just wanted to share that success story. So now I would like to introduce our fourth presenter, Bob Williams with Santa Ynez Veggie Rescue.
Good evening. I'd like to share with you this picture of a field of squash in beautiful Santa Barbara. But this is no ordinary field. This is no ordinary squash. This squash is in danger of being squished, plowed into the dirt by the farmer who grew it. He doesn't want to do that. He farms to feed people. But 20% of our fruits and vegetables are lost on the farm. It's just too expensive to apply the labor that we need to get at what's left after that initial harvest or two. Think about that. 1 in 7 of us face hunger every day, and we're leaving food on the ground. But this story has a happy ending. 2 hours after that picture was taken, over 1,000 pounds of squash was on a truck headed to Chef Bethany at the Solvang School and her nutritional school lunches. And to Pam Nikow at the Buellton Senior Center for Meals on Wheels. Who saved that squash? Veggie Rescue. That's it. Hi, I'm Bob Williams, and I'm a member of the all-volunteer Veggie Rescue family. I was part of a team of 8, including 2 children that harvested that squash on a Saturday morning. At Veggie Rescue, we don't see food waste here. We see nutrition that we need to get to our community kitchens. We connect farmers like Shutaki Kawa, our squash farmer, with the Salvation Army, with the Rescue Mission, and with others who are providing nutritious meals for those in need. Our model is powerful with just 3 ingredients: food, volunteers, and a truck that we use to deliver the food fresh from the farm. In each of the last 2 years in Santa Ynez, we've delivered almost 100,000 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables, free of charge. That allows our local charities to stretch those food budgets. But we can do more. Lompoc is an area with much poverty, and we ask for your help with our 3 ingredients there. We need another truck that we could dedicate to Lompoc. That would cost $70,000. We need more food. Fast pitch coaches. Thanks to you, we have an avocado grove and another squash farm. But we need more farmers who want to donate their excess food to a good home. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I get my hands on one of those aprons? Well, we need volunteers. Join us on a Saturday. Bring your children. let's not waste this. Together, let's rescue our food and nourish our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. You had me at squishy squash. I think you made the most effective use of your props. That was a really vivid example of a visual reminder. On the smallest table. A visual reminder of your mission. And it appears that you've got the energy and vitality and freshness in your delivery. It makes me think you're a consumer of your goods. And it was very clear that you had audience engagement. You had everyone laughing and applauding, and I think we're all on your team now. Excellent, excellent job. Thank you.
I think you need to give your pitch to Stan Lee. I see a comic book in your future, the Veggie Rescue. And, but don't squish the squash. And really great use of props, very engaging. You were very specific in your ask with the $70,000 for a truck and what it was going to be used for. Sharing the wealth with another one of the finalists here I thought was very clever. And good luck to you. That was a fantastic presentation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Well, I wanted to share just another quote. This was from one of the presenters. I had so many takeaways, getting to know the other great nonprofits, interacting with the coaches and presenters, and mostly seeing how much our community cares about making the world a better place. That was feedback from one of our presenters. So Fast Pitch Santa Barbara is clearly making a difference in a lot of ways. So now, for our fifth presenter, please join me in welcoming Mickey Garcia with the Museum of Contemporary Art, Santa Barbara.
Picture a small southern town deep in the heart of Texas. It's the 60s, post-segregation, yet there's still parts of town where Mexicans aren't allowed to drink from the same water fountains or enter through the front door of restaurants. There, a young man named Juan gets swept up in the Chicano civil rights movement after meeting its artists, making posters and murals and photographs. And Juan becomes an artist too, depicting the world around him, a world that seldom has a voice. Against the odds, Juan goes to college, receives a master's degree, and becomes the director of fine arts for an entire public school district. Juan marries and has a daughter who he introduces to artists, poets, and musicians, instilling in her the value that creative self-expression is a route to empowerment. She leaves Texas for Vassar College. She receives a master's, and following in her father's footsteps, becomes the director of an art museum. I am Juan's daughter. My name is Mickey Garcia, and I'm the director of the Museum of Contemporary Art, Santa Barbara, where our mission is to advance creativity and inspire critical thinking through meaningful engagement with the art of our time. This year, we need to raise $50,000 to underwrite our educational outreach programs, enabling 1,000 public school students to learn from artists. And we can do this if we can just get 20 donors to join us at the $2,500 Curators Council membership level. Artists are catalysts for social change. Take, for example, Adrian Esparza, who recently presented an exhibition at the museum inspired by St. Barbara, the patron saint of prisoners. Adrian made a large drawing on handkerchiefs, or pañuelos, which were used by inmates to create art. The drawing was inspired by a photograph his cousin had sent him from jail. A commentary on the fact that even in the most repressed conditions, there is a fundamental need to create. One day, as part of our educational outreach, children visited Adrian and he asked them, how many of you have family in jail? Do you know that more than 50% of the children in that class raised their hands? And he said, I too have family behind bars, and that could have been me. But I used art to take another path, to express my pain in a creative way, and to become a positive role model, and you children can do that too. As the kids left the museum that day, I saw in their eyes a sense of hope and pride and empowerment. They just met a renowned artist, and he looked like them, and he told their story. Contemporary artists made all the difference in my dad's life. I wouldn't be standing here before you if that were not the case. And it can mean the difference in so many of the lives of the children who walk through the Museum of Contemporary Art. Please help us to put students and artists together Who knows what an experience like that can bring? Actually, I do.
Nikki, that was such a great story. I was kind of on the edge of my chair going, where is she going with this? And then, it's me. Great story. Obviously, you're passionate for what you do, and we thank you for what you do, because obviously you're touching a lot of lives of kids and giving them some alternatives in today's world. And I think you told a great story, and it was very, very clear what you were looking for and how we could take steps to help you. So it was a wonderful job. Thanks very much.
All right, Mickey, first, when everyone else had a photo and the director of the art museum came out with 0 visuals.
I'm radical that way.
We're going with irony. This was good. That got my attention. And the story, of course, says a lot about why you're doing this. I gotta say that it's not easy to connect arts and social justice always, and you did that so clearly with both your personal story and the other stories. And finally, I now know exactly what you need, and there was no doubt about it. So thank you so much for that.
Applause for our wonderful assistants here who are helping with the props. Nicely done. All right, our 6th presenter is Kim Davis with Court-Appointed Special Advocates.
Abandoned. Jessica is 6 years old. She's never met her father, and her mother abandoned her to follow a boyfriend and a life of drugs. She left Jessica behind with friends, but these friends are not nice to Jessica. They're mean. They yell at her and they hit her, and one day when the bruises could not be hidden, someone at school noticed. A social worker went to the house, gathered up all of her belongings, the sum of her 6 years of life, stuffed into a black garbage bag. And now Jessica's in the foster care system. I'm Kim Colby Davis, and I'm the executive director of CASA. CASA is an acronym for Court-Appointed Special Advocates for Children. CASA volunteers are champions for children who live in motels and shelters and in foster care, sometimes with a garbage bag holding all they own. Look around this room. How many people do you think have joined us here tonight? About 300. Now, imagine this many children in danger of being lost in the foster care system. These are our kids, and they've done nothing wrong. They're victims of abuse and neglect, abandoned. Without a caring adult in their lives, many of these children will end up on our streets, homeless, or in our jails, often using drugs and continuing the cycle of abuse. But what if there was a way, before that fate is sealed, that you could change the trajectory of a child's life, moving that child from chaos and despair to hope and a safe home? Well, you can. CASA recruits, trains, supervises, and supports community volunteers who become powerful advocates for children like Jessica. A child with a CASA volunteer will spend significantly less time in the foster care system, and they're twice as likely to find a safe, permanent home, twice as likely to graduate from high school. But we need your help right now in 2 ways. Number 1, become a CASA volunteer. You will be uniquely connected with a child in need, and the impact you will make is meaningful. And we need 110 volunteers this year. Number 2, sponsor a child. The cost to provide an abused child with an advocate for 1 year is $2,500. So will you join us? Will you be a champion for a child by either volunteering your time or by sponsoring a child? Whichever you choose, It really matters because we can end the cycle that manufactures tomorrow's homeless population, our jail population. We can end that. We can make healthy children. We can remember that our children, our precious children, should not live their young lives from a trash bag. Thank you.
Kim, that was really engaging, and wanted to know what was in the bag and the way you let it draw us into it, and the amount of data about what happens in foster care system that you were able to pack into 3 minutes, and then change that, what you said, from chaos into hope, and really be specific about creating a way out of the chaos through CASA was really very well done.
Thank you.
Hi, Kim. Thank you for what you do. Awesome. I thought you spoke to the problem really well. I also thought that you highlighted the solution, and I think it's important because people don't buy who you are or what you do, but they buy why you do it. And I thought you spoke to the why. Good job.
Great job. I'll read another quick quote here. Hearing what folks outside of my organization think is most important in my pitch, we work in a bubble and sometimes can't pull out what is truly important and necessary in a pitch. This has been so valuable. One other quote. Okay, so now it's my pleasure to introduce our 7th presenter. Are we taking notes? Are we keeping score? This is going to be tough. You have to pick your number 1. So our 7th presenter tonight is Mark Tollefson with Fairview Gardens.
My name's Mark Tollefson, and I'm a farmer. In your hands, you hold bean seeds. In this hand, I hold a smartphone. And I'm going to ask you, which one is more powerful? Those bean seeds can replicate themselves 500 times. And within 3 generations, they can be totally adapted to the climate they're growing in. Plant your smartphone in water, see how you do. Everybody I know knows how to use a smartphone. But I'm wondering if you or your children really know where your food comes from, or know how to grow it if you really needed to. The education programs that we offer at Fairview Gardens answer those questions. I'm the director at Fairview Gardens. We're a nonprofit education farm in the heart of Goleta, also known as the Good Land. Yeah, surrounded by houses on 3 sides and churches and schools on the 4th side. And on our 12.5 acres, we grow over 80 varieties of fruits and vegetables, and we feed over 400 families in our community. Last year, we had 6,000 people come through our farm. And of the 3,500 kids that came through the schools, when those kids stepped off that bus, they stepped onto a farm that changes lives. And if you could just see what I saw, when those kids look at me, when I dig carrots out of the ground, and they say to me in awe, "Why are those carrots in the dirt?" We had a senior citizen named Marty who came to volunteer with us, and the very first thing I did is I sent him out to collect eggs with the kids. And he helped a 4-year-old boy collect a warm egg from under a chicken for the first time. Later that day, we had lunch cooked by our apprentices who come to live and learn on the farm, and at the end of the day, sweaty and tired, Marty and I stared out over Fairview Gardens and we said, "Mark, I should be paying you to come and volunteer here." The goal of our education programs is clear. We need to connect families, people, our communities back to the land that sustains us. We need to turn the tide of food, and we need to build healthy, resilient community. And those two things are done best when they're done together. I know our programs work. I hear it from the parents, I hear it from the teachers, and I hear it from our community. But we're not done yet. I need your help. I need $250,000 to build a community center at Fairview Gardens. Or if you have skills or materials that you can donate to us, we'd love to accept your help. Imagine a learning center that has bathrooms instead of outhouses, that has an indoor and an outdoor learning center, that has a place where adults can come and learn life skills, where children can come and learn science curriculum, and best of all, it's self-funding through rental fees and other uses. Invest in us and plant a seed in the good land at Fairview Gardens. Help us grow something wonderful and beautiful. Help us grow community. If you want to see the miracles that I see every day, I invite you to come to the farm anytime you want. Ladies and gentlemen, you hold the seeds of change in your hands. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, Mark. That was incredible. And the bribery worked, I'm just letting you know. I really loved your story. What really moved me is you spoke about the 400 families that you feed through your work. I mean, that's real food justice. Just connecting people and food together and making change is wonderful work that you do. And your pitch was very comfortable and natural, and you know, it sounded like you do this every day, and I'm sure you probably do. I'm in the same work. So, but this was really touching, and I look forward to hearing more about your organization.
Thank you.
And Mark, likewise, I commend you on a number of fronts. I really appreciated how you came out on stage and sought to compose yourself before you began. That's really a sign of a reflective speaker, so I appreciate that. Secondly, I thought the kinesthetic of the beans was really, again, right on the mark. It brought to life what you're all about and what you're talking about. The metrics, as Harry said, absolutely excellent. I could visualize it through the words you chose to share with us in the audience. I could visualize your commitment, particularly when you shared farms, farming that changes lives, and then the closing that you're sowing seeds of change. Incredibly powerful. But your purpose, clarity of purpose, strength of purpose, and really celebrating experiential learning. So great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Lynn Houston with a different point of view.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Welcome on board tonight. I'm going to ask you to sit back, relax, enjoy this short flight with a different point of view. I've had a remarkable journey. As an outlier, I was a runaway. I was a thief. I was an actor and a Hollywood photographer, chief pilot of a flight school, captain for an airline. 3 years ago, when I graduated from Antioch University, I decided it was time for me to do something with my life. So I founded a different point of view. Our mission: to engage, inspire, and transform youth who are in danger of losing their way by teaching them to fly. Through aviation education and mentoring, we show them a world they have never seen before. Many of our youth come from low-income households or the juvenile justice system. They find it hard to believe that they can succeed in this world. Lovey is a perfect example of the youth we serve. Since the age of 11, she's been in and out of juvenile hall, fighting her way on the streets of Santa Maria. At 14, she came to our aviation career program, right here at the Santa Barbara Airport. She was nervous and not at all trusting, but she agreed to participate in our leadership and self-awareness training. She interacted with airline captains and flight attendants and air traffic controllers and aircraft mechanics. On that first afternoon, we took Lovey and all the students for their very first flight lesson. Lovey takes off with her instructor into the beautiful blue skies of Santa Barbara, far away from her troubled life. How she goes, where she goes, how far she flies, well, that's all up to Lovey. That's what we teach our students, that they must become captains of their own lives. Are you aware that there are 888 juveniles, 888 children in juvenile hall in Santa Barbara County today, and hundreds more in danger of losing their way? A different point of view is forging strong partnerships with probation, People's Self-Help Housing, and other aviation organizations as we work together to have these youth find their very best selves. Judge DeBelfay recently court-ordered one of her youth to participate in our program. Now, I tried to get her to court-order a donation from all of you tonight. But that didn't seem to fly. The Loveys of the world need a different point of view. And a different point of view needs 2 new board members to help us share this vision. We're asking for $150,000 to get 150 students off the street and into our aviation career program with mentoring for a year. That's $1,000 a student. But compared to the $88,000 it takes to incarcerate those children in juvenile hall, I have to say, I think we're a pretty wise investment. I'm going to leave you tonight with a recent note from Lovey. Dear Lynn, a different point of view taught me that I could do something bigger and better in my life. That I don't always have to run to the streets anymore because I have a mentor who helps me through the hard times. I want to thank you for teaching me how to fly. Thank you.
Wow, Lynn, that was a brilliant use of deliberate and really vivid language and just natural grace and authentic stage presence. Your body language, you can tell that you've had some training, but I do believe that your message comes directly from your heart. You appear impassioned and incredibly committed to your cause. I think your personal story is compelling. It really, it speaks to the mission of trying to create a new point of view for students, the view from above. And your call to action made it seem really doable to help those hundreds of kids who are waiting to get into juvenile hall. I am making mental notes for student referrals, and I honestly have learned so much about an organization I didn't know a whole lot about before. So I commend you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
So I must say that I'm also a speech teacher, so I teach speech, and I thought your attention getter was fabulous. I thought the way you engaged the audience was off the bat, from the get-go. Great delivery. You conveyed that special sauce that anybody, stakeholders, investors, partners, potential organizations, that they're looking for. You conveyed that special sauce. I thought so.
Thank you.
And the brand is fitting and convincing. I thought, for one thing, you changed my point of view about aviation and flying. So,
Thank
good
you.
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
quote, which is, "Fast Pitch is the Super Bowl for nonprofits, and I was so honored to be a part of it." So now please join me in welcoming Stephen Jones with Sarah House.
I first met Kathy here in Cottage Hospital. She said she had just spoken to the doctor, and he had told her the truth. She was going to die soon, and with no further treatment options, the hospital would be discharging her in the morning. With tears in her eyes, Kathy told me she would have no place to go. 5 years of cancer had cost Kathy her career as a teacher. It had drained her savings, left her uninsured, living in a van, powerless. Just imagine dying with nowhere to go and no one to care. Well, that next day, Kathy came to stay at Sarah House, where she had a room of her own, a sense of place, and some tenderness. Kathy didn't die out on the streets. Kathy didn't die alone and in pain. Kathy died with us, where she was known and loved. My name is Stephen Jones, and I'm grateful to be the manager of Sarah House Santa Barbara. We care only for the dying poor, people right here in this community who for many reasons cannot access or afford end-of-life care. Our mission, tending the needs of these vulnerable people and their families all day, every day. From home-cooked meals and medications to a kiss goodnight, Sarah House Care is personally tailored and tangibly kind. For 25 years now, we have been providing a real home for real people to come and rest and to die. This is our work, and our house stays full. This year, more than 70 men and women, all with low or no income, will receive their end-of-life care in the comfort of our 8-bedroom home. We will receive $0 from Medicare, Medi-Cal, or any insurance. We are completely donor-supported, and we need your help. We are asking for $80,000, enough to fund one of our 8 bedrooms for an entire year. Some people stay with us a month or two. Others, only for the night. So that one room, over the course of an entire year, will be a refuge, a sanctuary for many different souls along their way. We had a room when Kathy needed one. It was painted blue, and she hung pictures of California poppies along the walls around her bed. In our community, no one should have to die alone and in pain. With your support, people can feel safe, sleep in a warm bed, and die loved at Sarah House. Thank you.
Stephen, that was so touching, and you were so genuine in your presentation, and I think we all felt it very emotionally, but also had the need very well clearly made out in your presentation. And just the thought about one room and how many people would be accepted there in dignity and comfort, I think was really pretty amazing to remember that. And Sarah House just, I know, does an amazing, amazing work, and I think you shared that compassion so well. Thank you very much for your work.
Stephen, you really painted a picture of an organization that's been sort of a quiet hero here for a quarter century, and I have to say this is not a subject that is easy to get people excited and happy about. And yet you really stress the value, the love, the positivity of it, and that's a tough thing to do. So thank you for that.
Please join me in welcoming Jennifer Freed with AHA.
remember or live to remember. On April 20th, 99, 2 teenagers went into Columbine High School and brutally murdered 12 students and 1 teacher. On that day, we decided to start AHA because we believe every youth is vulnerable. No one should ever feel that disconnected. And young people can be empowered to create their own caring cultures where every voice and dream matters. But we have a lot of work to do. 1 out of 4 teens is bullied, and 85% of the time, no one intervenes. Only 1 out of 10 low-income youth makes it to college. And nearly 50% of Harvard students report debilitating depression. So, what does AHA do? Well, after 15 years, now serving 2,500 teens a year, we have honed our original dynamic method. And it includes 16 multicultural, charismatic adults facilitating groups and connection circles for youth ages 13 through 26 all year long on emotional management, empathy and community building, conflict resolution, bullying intervention, and full creative expression. And we're successful too. Principal Cornejo of Carpinteria High School has credited us with helping to reduce suspensions by 70%. And test scores have shot up 11 points. Susan Crown just gave us a national award for being one of the top 8 after-school curriculums in the country. But what matters most to me is our staff hears regularly from teens who say, AHA saved my life. But let me just tell you about Paul Lewis. He came to us at 14, hating, defeated, and he learned over time to be a self-expressed, confident young man, proud of his mixed-race heritage, persisting through challenges. And at 26, he was voted local hero for helping us coordinate the peace-building classes at Santa Barbara High. And just now, he reached his life dream of becoming a deputy sheriff. Well, now, Dr. Cash, superintendent of our schools, has asked us to bring the peace-building classes to every area high school. And the good news is, we have a funder who will match you and all your friends, dollar for dollar, up to $50,000, which means we can do it. Imagine with me that you all could help us make schools safer and more connected so every single youth could achieve. In the words of now Deputy Sheriff Paul Lewis, let's do this!
Jennifer, the word that came to my mind when I saw you come on stage was zeal. You carry an awful lot of zeal with you, and it's infectious. You've certainly spread it around this auditorium. I wasn't at all clear what AHA was until you started talking, and you truly live, and it emanates from your core very clearly. I was quite taken with the notion of education as educating the whole student and not just educating the intellect and the cognitive part. And you do that with your emotional competencies and your conflict resolution and peace building and all of those affective measures of what it means to engage in society. So great job, and you really lived it. Thank you.
Jennifer, that was amazing. Very compelling. You came out with wonderful energy. You lit up the stage. It was incredible. Congratulations on your after-school award. That was amazing. And just empowering the youth, peace building, bringing in multicultural aspects so they can get exposure to new ways of being, and is amazing work that you're doing, and just building up, you know, and helping to eliminate this bullying problem that we have in the country right now, which is something that we really need to address right now. You're doing great work. Thank you.
How about our 10 presenters tonight? Woo! I see your lights. So now I would like to excuse our judges because they have a tough job on their hands. So please, judges, go off and good luck with trying to narrow that group down to just your top award winners. And I would like to invite all of you. We have just 2 minutes for all of you to vote on your clickers for the Audience Choice Award. Okay, so Jonathan here in the white shirt can assist you. If yours doesn't work, he can help you. But please, again, we have a slide. If you would go to the next slide, Todd, that shows 1 through 10. So please vote 1 through 10 for your #1 choice. We all get to vote just once. Which one of these presenters do you feel deserves the $10,000 Audience Choice Award? Again, you press the orange button for on, you take the arrows up or down, and you press send, and there'll be a check mark once it's done correctly. Once you're done voting, please take your clickers to the aisle, and there'll be people there to collect the clickers. I hope. I don't see them. Okay, we have baskets for the clickers. So ladies and gentlemen, this is important. We're going to take just a 10-minute bio break. 10 minutes, that's it. So I ask you, if you need to leave, go quickly, and then come back for our program finale so we can give out the awards. 10 minutes. Who's excited to know who won these awards? Woo! I know I am. I'm so excited. So we have some pretty incredible awards to give out. But first, I had to give some thank yous because truly it takes a village to put on something like this for the very first time. So I would like to start with my dynamo duo, Judy Hawkins and Joe Young. Come on stage. Get up here. Where's Judy? Here's Joe. Here's Judy. These ladies are incredible. They were my left and right arm the whole time. I had flowers I was going to buy for them at 3 o'clock before I came here, but I thought they would just wilt and die in my car in the 100-degree heat. So here's my flowers for you from my heart. So thank you so much. You both were incredible. I can't tell you how much time it took for us to pull this off. I mean, we're talking countless emails, text messages, 2 in the morning. These ladies were always responsive and just made it happen. So Joan and Judy, thank you so much. So next, I would like to thank our leadership team. So we had a leadership team that was just incredible. We had Jessica, who helped with marketing, Judy, Ernesto, with help with the nonprofit selection committee, Lisa Braithwaite, who is our communication guru. Lisa, where are you, Lisa? Where's Lisa? Oh, she's probably backstage. She's somewhere. Here's Lisa! Thank you so much. And we had Mitch Kaufman, Dan Farrick, who helped on the whole logistics event planning. I mean, we had an incredible leadership team, so let's give a round of applause to them. And And I'd like to also thank Jonathan Humphrey, who wasn't in this picture, but he was wonderful as well, helping with sponsorships and with all the clicker IT issues that we had. So thank you, Jonathan. By the way, there was no cell service here, so we found out kind of short notice that we didn't have cell service to use the previous technology we had. So he came up with a wonderful solution in short order, had the clickers FedExed out, and we pulled it off. So thank you, Jonathan. So next, I would like to thank our coaches. If you're a coach in this room, stand up. Woo! Yes. We had 40 coaches who spent a lot of time working with all of these presenters, all 20 of these presenters, not just through the 4 communication coaching workshops, but in between, going through lots and lots of reiterations of these pitches. So you could tell the fruit of their efforts on stage tonight. So thank you, coaches. So next, I would like to thank the judges. They're not here to give them a round of applause. We'll do it when they come out, but they did a wonderful job tonight, so we'll just clap later for them. We'll clap later for them when they're here to receive the love. Next, I would like to thank the volunteers. If you're a volunteer, stand up. We had lots of volunteers. Thank you. All these different committees. Truly, it takes a village. We had 70 volunteers that we were coordinating to pull off tonight's event. So thank you, volunteers, for all of your wonderful efforts. And next, I would like to thank our sponsors. We had wonderful sponsors. I'd like to acknowledge Social Venture Partners and the Santa Barbara Foundation, who are our lead sponsors, and all these other wonderful organizations who really stepped up to make this first ever event come alive. And I would also like to thank the Music Academy of the West, who opened this wonderful Han Hall to us as a donation for us to use it for this event. So thank you to the Music Academy. And so now I would like to introduce Jamie, who's going to do one more song for us.
We have one more thank you.
Okay.
We have a thank you to you, Seth.
Oh.
And that's for your leadership and your dedication that was unrelentless in getting the job done for Fast Pitch.
Oh, my pleasure.
So I need to thank you for that. Michelle Bruner, and I'm the chair of Social Venture Partners. And you have been a convener, a collaborator, a capacity builder, a catalyst for change. All the things that Social Venture Partners aspire to. But more importantly, you've created a legacy. I want to know where your 3 kids are.
Well, we have
today?
Sage and Hanson right
Can
here.
they raise
My
their
kids are here, the next generation.
So,
Fast pitchers.
I want to let you know that you should be so proud of your dad today, because Social Venture Partners would like to make Fast Pitch a signature program for the future. And your dad started this, and more than that, we want you someday to be part of this experience. We'd like you to volunteer and make a difference in this community, just like Seth has. So, with that, we would like to give Seth the Inspiration Award, and I think he's so deserving. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
It's been my privilege. Thank you. That's wonderful. What a nice surprise. Thank you, Michelle. So now I would like us, before we announce our winners, to once again shift into more of an emotional state with, again, Jamie Geston, who's going to sing another song for us called Beautiful Ghosts. So please join me in welcoming to the stage one more time, Jamie Geston.
Darling, and you left me falling. Darling, know you wanna see the world. Don't let this damn boy steal what it's worth. It's so much more. Oh, so much for us. Don't let them fool you. You've been gone for far too long. So much for us. Don't let them fool you. You've been gone for far too long. So much for us, but still we are just beautiful ghosts. To them we are, oh, to them we are just passing by. Deeper depths and greater adventures, oh, those long-lasting eyes. It's hard to remember you walking on eggshells in the heart of December. You've loved for so long that it's hard to remember. Oh, so much for us. Don't let them fool you. We've been gone far too long. So much for us. Don't let them fool you. We've been gone far too long. So much for us, but today we are just beautiful ghosts. To them we are, oh, to them we are just passing by. Mind-possessed books and bay, they hope to steal your heart away. These pictures burn like fireworks and strike a match with the dirt of your basement made. So you can find a better hiding place for you. Oh, so much for us. Don't let them fool you. You've been gone far too long. So much for us. Don't let them fool you. You've been gone for far too long. Oh, so much for us today. We are just beautiful ghosts. To them we are, oh, to them we are just passing by, just passing by.
Jamie Geston, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That was incredible, Jamie. Thank you so much. And I'd like to let you know that that song, which is an original song that she wrote, Beautiful Ghosts, will be the theme song for a feature film coming out next year called Broken Angels. So 15-year-old from Carpinteria is on her way to stardom. Thank you, Jamie. She actually also is going to be involved with award-winning children's author Mary Amato, who's putting together another book that's called Get Happy, a top book. And so she's going to be doing a 6-song ukulele audio video project as well for this upcoming book. So Jamie, thank you again. That was wonderful. Thank you. So now, would anyone like to know who won the award? So I would like to introduce back to the stage the judges who could please come on the stage. Thank you. And since they weren't here before as we did our thank yous, how about a round of applause for our wonderful judges tonight? I really appreciate your feedback. I thought that your feedback was very authentic and heartfelt, and I know that the presenters really appreciate it. So thank you all for doing such a great job tonight. Thank you. And so now I would like to bring on stage all of our presenters so they can come on and be part of this exciting award ceremony. Here they are. They can just relax now. Kind of nice to have the pressure behind you, isn't it? Here they are. How about a round of applause again for our 10 finalists? Woo! Yeah! The first award will be the Social Venture Partners Award, which will be $1,000 to each of them. And to present these awards, I'd like to ask Jeff Green and Mary Beth Carty to take the stage. You're already on the stage, so take the stage forward.
We get the mic too?
You have the mic.
Excellent. Well, we just one by one want to thank you all for your fabulous presentations. We know it was a long, hard road, so if you'll stand there just a moment, we have something for you.
This is going to look great in my office. Legit.
How about you show those awards? We can take a photo of all of you finalists tonight. Wonderful. So now our first award will be the State Street Award, and Lori Gaskin and Harry Grammer will be presenting this award.
Well, thank you very much, Seth. It's our pleasure to be able to award the State Street Award, which carries a prize of $5,000 to...
$5,000 goes to... Michelle Arntz from Angels Foster Care.
Michelle, we take a quick photo. Just stand right next to Harry. Harry, go ahead and stay right where you are. Here we go. Great. Thank you. Congratulations. And now for an award that I have a personal connection to, the Mission Street Award, Lori Lady and Jeff Green.
So the Mission Street Award for $5,000 goes to...
I want some theme music here. To Lynn Houston, different point of view.
so now it's my privilege to be able to announce the Audience Choice Award. And so the Audience Choice Award won by 22% of the votes. I think we need a drum roll. How about a drum roll from everybody? Let's feel it. Drum roll for the Audience Choice Award goes to Bethany Marquis with Sullivan Elementary Cafe. Fantastic job. And now we have our final Grand Prix Award tonight that we're going to give $15,000 to. Jose Huitron and Honorary Helene Schneider, would you please do the honors?
And the winner of the Grand Prix Award and $15,000
goes to Bethany Marquis, the Sullivan. Congratulations.
First of all, and have a cookie from Savoy and coffee and a chance to mingle with all 20 of the semifinalists. And this is your chance again, as I started off tonight, to go ahead and find one way to get engaged. Sign up as a volunteer, tell them you're willing to cut a check, find the nonprofit that resonated with you, and go out there and make a connection. Thank you so much, everyone. The show is officially